Hey guys, what's going on? I'm stuck in traffic right now, so I'm gonna record another video. Hands-free headset. In my previous video, Beware Ayn Rand's Gynocentric philosophy, someone made a comment that I basically didn't actually explain how her philosophy is gynocentric. So in this video, I'm gonna clarify that. The basic argument is her philosophy incorporates the blank slate, and it's an essential part of her philosophy. It informs her theory of values, her moral code, how humans should interact with each other, what kind of romantic partner you should choose, all kinds of stuff. And I would argue that the blank slate is necessarily gynocentric. In effect, the blank slate is in effect gynocentric, pro-female and anti-male. And the reason for this is when men are in the dark and clueless about female nature, it only hurts men, it helps women. And if you believe in the blank slate, you necessarily are going to put yourself in a position of ignorance. You basically cannot accept any form of mating strategy, any form of instinct, any form of inheriting these kind of behavioral traits or psychological traits from your ancestors. You have to reject all of it. But if you do so, you're basically groping in the dark. You can't understand human nature. You can't understand the sex differences between men and women. So how can you know anything about human nature if you don't take the scientific biological approach? The blank slate is basically this myth, this anti-scientific myth. So we all know that animals have instincts, right? Why does a cat behave like a cat and not like a dog? Why does a dog not behave like an elephant or a chicken? Well, because the cat got cat genes from its parents. The dog got dog genes from its parents. The dog evolved in an environment that shaped its genes. So dogs with certain traits would essentially have a higher chance of passing on its genes to the future generations. And dogs with other traits didn't. So their DNA went extinct. Their traits, behavioral traits, instincts, whatever you want to call it, they went extinct. So they're gone and lost forever. So each one of us is the end product of a long, unbroken line of ancestors, stretching all the way back to the dawn of mankind, every single one of whom followed some successful mating strategy. And all the people that lived in the past who follow some failed mating strategy, their DNA is extinct. Those traits got driven to extinction. It's gone forever. And so a lot of people think that MGTOWs hate women. Okay? A lot of people think MGTOWs are misogynist, we're just a bunch of guys who can't get laid and we hate women and so on and so forth. But I think what's actually happening is a lot of MGTOWs don't hate women, but hate the fact that we've been lied to about women. I would put myself in this category. So ever since we were young, whether it's Disney princess movies, whether it's romantic comedies, dating advice we got from our parents, from the mainstream, it's all designed to hide female nature. And what's the philosophic root cause that facilitates this? It's the blank slate. It's the myth that essentially we don't have a nature. Right? The fact that we inherit traits from our parents, the fact that men and women have different mating strategies, the fact that men and women have different biological reproductive goals that in in turn shaped our different traits, the fact that sometimes the goals conflict with each other, so what's good for the woman is not always good for the man, and vice versa, all that is rejected by the blank slate. So if you take the blank slate approach, you can't learn anything about human nature. Anything you learn about human nature is a non-scientific, non-factual approach. So a lot of men get screwed over in divorce courts. And they're shocked. They're shocked that their wives can behave this way. They're shocked that the woman they marry could turn out to be so vicious and so callous and fall out of love so quickly. But if you understood mating strategies and you understood female hypergamy and you understood that women don't love men the way men love women, then none of this is a surprise. This wouldn't blindside you. This wouldn't take you by surprise. And you could take steps to protect yourself, like don't get married. So I think it's pretty clear that if you're informed about the facts about these topics and you're a man, it's harder for women to exploit you. So I'll give you a couple examples. One simple one and one extreme one. So a simple one is just dating. And let's say you go on a date and you buy her a drink, you buy her dinner, and that's it. And then the next date you buy her dinner and you buy her movie tickets or tickets to the ball game, whatever. You spend money wining and dining her and entertaining her. And after a few dates, you kind of realize that she's not really that into you. So why does she keep going out on dates with you if she's not really that into you? Well, she's getting free entertainment. A lot of women do this. So who does this benefit? And who does this hurt? Right? It should be pretty clear. You know, I mean, women take advantage of this all the time. So let's look at an extreme example. Cuckoldry. Cuckoldry is where the woman tricks the man into thinking the baby is his, when in fact, he's not the biological father. And he ends up spending tremendous amounts of time, effort, emotional investment in this baby. He thinks it's his, but it's not. So cuckoldry rates can be anywhere from 1% to 30%. It's a really hard number to pin down. And it's highly dependent on what study you look at and what part of the world you're looking at, what location. So I read this blog post that said, hey guys, don't worry. The cuckoldry rate is only 1%. Those 30%, 25%, those studies are flawed. It's really 1%. Don't worry guys. Go ahead and, get married and have kids and all that stuff. But I was thinking about that, and it's like 1%? That's pretty high. You're going to spend 18 years of your life, at minimum 18, probably a lot more than that, spending tremendous amounts of time, effort, money, and emotional investment into raising a child, and then there's a 1% chance that she lied to you, and you just wasted all that investment on someone who's not even your DNA. It's her DNA. She benefits, but it's not your DNA. So who does this hurt and who does this help? I mean, 1%, would you fly in an airplane if there's a 1% chance it's going to crash into the ocean? Like, the reliability rate of an airplane is way higher than 99%. It's something like 99.99. I don't know how many nines there are, but it's higher than 99%. So objectivism basically advertises itself as a guide to life, right? Ayn Rand called it a philosophy for living on life. It markets itself as, follow me, follow my philosophy, and you'll live a happy, fulfilling life. Okay, but in my opinion, Ayn Rand's philosophy fails colossally when it comes to relationships, marriage, dating, sex. It completely fails because of the blank slate myth. So anyways, I hope that clarifies what my position is. The blank slate is a key part of objectivism. The blank slate necessarily leads you to be ignorant. It leads you to reject all the scientific evidence. It puts you in a position of ignorance. And it puts the man at a huge disadvantage compared to the woman. Right? The reason women are able to get away with this is there's so many clueless men out there. We don't teach this stuff in sex ed. We don't teach this stuff to our kids. And so, anyways, I hope that clarifies. Thanks for watching.